Today we're going to talk about this portable jump starter with air compressor. It was sent to me by the company so I could try it out and then share with you my honest review. And today the first thing that we're going to do is go over all the different things that come with this in the packaging. Next, we're going to go over all of its various features, and then we'll go outside and into the garage and I'll demonstrate how to use this. And then at the end of our video, I'll give you my final thoughts so you can figure out whether or not this is a good option for you. So let's get started. So here's everything that comes in the box. Over here we have a storage bag that we can use to store everything in when we're not using it. It's got a drawstring at the top, so that's nice. We've got the user manual. Over here we have the USB to USB-C cable, and we can use this in two different ways. First, we can use it to charge the internal battery of the unit, and to do that, all we need to do is plug it in here to this USB-C port. We can also use this unit as a power bank. So then, in that case, we would just plug into the USB port and we could charge our smartphones, our tablets, whatever it is that we have to charge. Now, I also want to point out that I like the fact that these are on top of the unit rather than on the bottom. If they're on the bottom, I always worry about dust and debris, gravel getting into them if we're using it outside. So again, I like to see these on the top, so that's nice. And over here we have some adapters for the air hose. Here we have these two black tipped ones that we can use to inflate floaties and that sort of thing. Over here we have the valve stem adapter, so we could take a skinny valve stem and convert it to a standard size. I have the skinny valve stems on my bicycle, so I use this every time I inflate those tires. And then lastly, here we have a needle that we can use to inflate footballs, basketballs, soccer balls, all that sort of stuff. Here we have the charging cables that we'll use to jumpstart our vehicle. I won't do more right now. I will show you all about that later, but I will just show you here that we plug those cables in right there. Now we're moving on to the air hose. It's extremely long. It was 2 feet in length when I measured it. And to attach it to the unit, you can see right here, there are some threads on the end, and we just screw it in right here. I'll try and do it gracefully. Kind of feels clumsy with such a long hose to do it on camera, but we'll get it done. And that's it. We have it all snugged up. So now let's turn the unit on and I can show you some of its different features. The first thing that I'll point out is that it's got this nice indicator here to tell us how charged the battery is inside, so that's good. This 0 up here tells us the pressure to whatever we've got the air hose hooked up to. We don't have it hooked up to anything, so it should say 0. And then 36, this is the pressure it's set to right now for whatever it is we want to inflate it to. We can always adjust the pressures up and down, but right now it's at 36 and it's in automobile mode. We've got different modes here. I'll push this M button and we can rotate through. So automobile, then this is motorcycle, and you can see the numbers change. It always defaults to whatever it is it thinks that you might be looking for. Now we're going to bicycle, ball, and then this is the custom mode. Now the custom mode is where I can really increase the PSI. On this unit, I can go to a maximum of 150 PSI, and this is actually pretty standard for most portable inflators, so this is just what we want to see. And if you take a close look right here, it's reading the pressure in PSI. Now that's what I use, and so I always keep it there, but if I hold this button down for longer, it will rotate through different units of measurements. So here we're at bar, and then we just keep moving right through. And now we're back to PSI. So you're not stuck with PSI, but if you're like me, that's where I keep it because that's what I'm used to using. So now let's take a look at the emergency light. For that, we just hold this button down and we hold it for a few seconds and the light comes on. And it may not look like much right now, but you actually can see quite a bit with it. And if I push the light button again, then it starts flashing in strobe mode. And then if I push it one more time, then it's flashing for help doing the SOS mode. So then if we push it one last time, it goes off. Well, I think we've covered all the different features, so let's go outside and I can show you just how this works. First, let's test out the light, and you can see that it allows us to easily see whatever we need to underneath the hood of this car at night. So now we're outside. I'm getting ready to jump start this 3.6 liter V6 engine. And the first thing that we need to do, if you remember from before, is that I need to open up this flap. So I will pull this open, and this is where we plug our cables into. And remember, they're shaped in such a way where we cannot plug them in wrong. And if you're not really an expert on jump starting vehicles, or you're worried about things, there's some instructions on the back of this here, as well as looking inside the user manual. So it's really easy, and remember, there are lots of built-in safety features to keep you safe should you do anything wrong. But in any case, I'll show you just how easy this is. You plug it in, and when I plug it in, look at these lights starting to flash. Once I plug it in, it's flashing green and red. Now, the next thing that we need to do is put these clamps on the battery, and we'll begin by putting the red on the positive, which is always a red cable on your battery, and there will be a plus symbol by that battery post as well. So we'll put these on here. Next, we will put the negative, or the black clamp, on the negative, and when I'm done with this, pay attention to the lights. I want you to be able to see. It stops flashing red and green, and it just goes to green. And now you can just simply set this down, and you have 30 seconds to go and start the vehicle. It's as easy as that. Here we are outside getting ready to inflate this tire. I've already attached this hose and taken off the valve stem cover. And the first thing I want to point out is how long this hose is. The valve stem is at the top of the tire, and I still have more than enough room, and I'm a ways away from the tire. So this is really nice. It prevents me from having to constantly hold it up inconveniently when I'm using it for long periods of time. So let's go and hook up the air hose. First, I'll turn it on, and you can see when it begins reading the pressure, and I will put it onto vehicle mode. Okay. And it wants to inflate to 36, and that's what I want. So we'll just leave it there. And there we go. And you can see it's at 33 right now. So I'll just push the start button here, and we'll begin. I think we can see this okay in the video. All right, so we'll push start. And there you have it. It inflates it to 36 and stop when it reaches that point and shuts off immediately. So as you can see, using this is super easy, even if you've never used one of these before. And I have to admit, I really like having something like this around for emergencies. Whether I need an emergency light, I need something to serve as a battery pack to charge my smartphone, or I need to inflate a tire or jumpstart my vehicle. This can handle all of that. Plus, since this takes the place of two devices, because it's both a portable jump starter and an air compressor, it saves you storage space. Whether you're storing it in your garage, in your car, in your house, wherever, it just takes up less room. So that's one huge plus. Plus, if you're not having to buy two separate devices, you might save some money in the process by getting just one device. Now, when you look at this particular unit, you will notice that it has 4,000 amps of peak starting power. And if you look around to other units, you might find that a lot of them are going to have the same as this, and you might have a few that have less and a few that have more. And so how do you know if this is going to be good enough for you? Well, let me tell you, for most of us, this is going to be more than good enough. It is rated to start up to a 9-liter gas engine and up to an 8-liter diesel engine. And most of us won't have anything near that big, so you're going to be just fine with this. So if you're looking for a portable jump starter and air compressor, I think this one is a great option to consider. I hope this video was helpful. If you would like to buy this product or you would like to learn more, a link is in the description. Thanks for watching.